Alright, so I just wanted to look at all of the new weapons that were added to Escape from Tarkov in 1.0, and I just wanted to show you every meta build for them. Not that you could run them or I can run them, but just so that you can see it because I think it's pretty cool. So to get to the new weapons in this, if you don't have them in your stash or you can't buy them or whatnot, if you just go to the builds tab, you can see every weapon in the game and you can edit preset on them. The first new weapon I wanted to look at is the AS Val Mod 4. This is just like this is a variant of the AS Val or the VSS that has a rail and handguard over the suppressor. And hopefully, when I do end up getting to use it, hopefully it doesn't overheat as much, because then it would be much better than the VSS and the AS Val, because those are the only things that really hinder them, is them overheating too quick when shooting. But to make it meta, you're gonna want to put on um the Daniel Defense, the buttstock, the black one. It doesn't matter. Black or tan doesn't matter. I just think black looks better with this. Then you want to put on the small butt pad. The big butt pad is basically the same as the small butt pad, but the small butt pad doesn't take any ergo away from you. Um, on the top here, you're gonna want to put on the Chris Defiance iron sights. They Most iron sights give you +1 ergo, but the Chris Defiance are the lightest and make your gun as snappy as it can possibly be. On the top, you can put probably any 30 millimeter uh, ring mount sight you like, but I'm just gonna put on an XPS 0 for now. On the bottom here for the handguard, SE5 as usual. This is an interesting attachment. It's the magwell. It just adds 4 ergo. On the front here, you can put on bipods and whatnot. But you can't put on a suppressor, or not a suppressor, sorry, a flashlight underneath, which kind of sucks because I like them underneath. But on the side here, you can just put on your Balder Pro or whatever you like to use. And yeah, that's pretty much the entire build for that. Pretty simple gun to mod, just like the VSS AS Val, but you don't gotta do the whole like R43 Val like pistol grip and stock combo thing. You just get a buffer tube that goes with it and a pistol grip. And yeah, that's the meta build for this. There are things that you can put on the front, but what comes on the front base this way is the best that it can be. All right, so the next gun I want to look at is the M16A1. There is an M16A2, but instead of single fire and full auto, it's single fire and burst. So I don't know how viable that'll be. But the M16A1 is interesting because it comes with the M16A1 upper receiver. The best upper receivers that you can put on these guns is the AX15, like for any M4 variant. But on this, I'm just gonna keep the M16A1 on just to keep it like an M16A1, or else it would literally just be any M4. On this, you can change the barrels and everything exactly the same as an M4, except the carry handle stays on. So you're gonna have to put this Magpul Delta style scope mount to put whatever scope you want on this. So like just like an XPS 0 or whatnot. So it looks kind of wonky, but that's what you have to do with this. And then you'd want to put an ARE. Well, the red ARE is better, but it's always way more expensive. Then the Daniel Defense with the smaller butt pad, and then uh, where's it? The Growl pistol grip, if I can find it. Where's the Growl gone? There it is. Underneath 60 rounders, whichever 60 rounder you like to run. Then, well, you can change it to the AX15 if you want to, if you have this, but just to keep it as an M4, they did add some new uh like gas block things, but the best one is still the low pro. And then you'll want to change the handguard to the 14.5, and then you'll want to change the barrel down to, I could go, I think the 16 Hansen is the best here. And then on the front, put on the She-Lock with the suppressor. That's the best 5.56 suppressor in the game you can get. Make sure to keep your gas block on, low pro. Underneath, M-Lock rail and SE5. Up front, Balder Pro or whichever laser sight you like. And then the Chris Defiance iron sights, you can only put one on the front, but that's okay. And then at the back, I like to go with the Raptor. And yeah, that's the best M16 build that you can make, M16A1. It looks kind of wonky with the carry handle. So if you do find one of these, you can just switch it over to any of these, even the ADAR, M4A1, Gen 3. Any of these uppers work except the M16A2 because then it still has that built-in handguard that you can't take off. Okay, so now we're looking at another very new gun that we've never seen before. This is kind of like a 545 mutant type thing, but it does have a pretty long barrel and you can't change that. But it is the Custom Guns NL545. This gun's actually pretty cool, and I really like the way it looks. On this, you're basically building it like an M4 pretty much. I think it does take everything M4s take. You're gonna want to pop the ARE on, basically the exact same build we just did with the M16, and then small butt pad on the grip, the growl, the magazine. This is interesting though. It can't take the 60 round 545 magazines. So if you want a higher capacity, you are gonna have to run 45s in it, and use a rig that has 3 slotters, a 1x3 slot. On the front here, the 14.5, and then underneath, SE5 on the front here. Balder Pro on the front here. You're gonna want the G-lock with the suppressor for it. On top, you want Chris Defiance, iron sights right here. Oops, sorry. And then you can't change the bolt on this gun, so don't worry about that. And then up top, I like to run, on my M4s at least, the GIS 30 millimeter. It just gives you extra ergo. You don't have to do that. I do actually really like the NF 30 millimeter. That's the one that I usually use, but this is just for like the full meta. And then whichever sight you like, razor, whatnot. They did add a new 30 millimeter scope, a 2.5x by 8x, which is going to be nice for sniping, but not on like assault rifles or anything like that. We'll go with that, and yeah, that's the build. All right, so the next gun is the exact same gun we just looked at, but better. It's the Customs Guns NL545, but the GP version. This version is all tan. I think it looks sick. I love the way this looks. I love the magazine. I love just the way the gun looks. It's amazing. On this though, this is interesting. It takes HK parts, like it takes the HK handguards. So looking at it though, it's not really worth to put the HK handguards on. I would just probably stick with the handguard that's on it. But I would swap to a shorter barrel. I know this does add more recoil, but it makes the ergonomics on this gun phenomenal. Anywhere on like labs or anything like that, I would run that. Make sure to put the gas block back on when you put the smaller barrel on. You don't have to, but I like to. On it, then you put the G-lock with the suppressor for it. Underneath, M-lock rail, SE5. I'm actually going to go with the 10 SE5 to make it look better. And then on the back here, Chris or Daniel Defense, but I would like to go with the tan one once again. Just keep that tan look. It looks incredible. And if I were running this gun, I would keep these iron sights on it to make it full meta. You have to put the Chris Defiance on it. But the Magpul tan sights look so good on it. And then up here you can put XPS 0, whatever you like, or 30 millimeter ring mount, the tan GIS with the GIS, and then I would run the Tango on this because it's tan, and I love just keeping like a tan man build or something like the Schmidt better. But just for full meta, the Voodoo or the Razor. I do really like the Voodoo and the Razor. And then for the pistol grip, I would love to keep it tan, but for full meta, you want to go with the Growl once again. And then on the side here, you want to put on the M-lock rail, and the M-lock rail on the other side just adds one more extra ergo. Any gun you can do that on, where it shows the M-lock RL. put that on because it just adds one more ergo for free. And not free, but like however much the thing costs, basically free. And then a Balder Pro or whatnot. I'm actually gonna go with the tan Balder Pro to keep it tan. But yeah, that's the best build you can make for that. I think this is probably gonna be the best gun this wipe with 850 RPM, shooting 545 BP, coming out at 850 RPM. This is gonna be the new AS Val. This is gonna be peak AS Val pretty much when the AS Val was peak. That's going to be this gun. This is going to be the best gun in the game. This is what everyone's going to be running on labs. I'm excited to use this gun. Okay, so next we have a very interesting one. This is the AK-308. It's an AK-12 based platform, but it uses the 308 round, which is new this wipe with the 308 lever action and stuff. There's only 2 rounds for it. One of them has 20 something pen, the other one has 41 pen, but you can get both of those bullets at Jaeger level 2, which is extremely interesting because of another gun we're going to look at later on in the video. I think 308 might become one of my favorite rounds in this entire game. So on this gun, you do start with a 10 rounder. I would switch to the 20 rounder because 10 rounds ain't gonna do shit. On the back here, you want to add on the AGS 74. And then on the back here, you're going to want to change it to the AK Evo. And I wish you could change this handguard to the new one. They added a new AK-12 handguard that is really good looking and much better than this handguard. But you have to keep this handguard on it because it is the AK-308 handguard. On the bottom, SE5. Up front, it sucks. You can't run a suppressor on it. I don't know why. It's annoying. There's no 308 suppressors in the game right now. On top, you do want to put on, for this gun, I would put on some sort of variable zoom scope. And on the back, and yeah, honestly, that's pretty much as you can do to this gun, except just add on your laser weapon flashlight attachment. There's not, oh, there is a suppressor. I did not see that before. That is really, really good. This gun is going to be good. I think this gun will be very good. Make sure to add the CSS AK. And with the suppressor, I did not realize that was there, but with the suppressor, it's going to be incredible. This gun, look out for this gun. This thing's going to be pretty fun to use. Okay, so now we're doing the Radian Weapons Model 1 FA. This is 5.56. It's basically just an M4. It's literally just an M4. You can change the upper to the AX15 to make it a little better. I know it says plus 21 vertical recoil, but that's because it has the barrel and all of this on, and this takes it off. But this is better. And so looking at this gun, Chris Defiance and Chris Defiance. Well, actually not Chris Defiance there yet. You want to put the 14.5. And then you want to put your Chris Defiance on the front. We're going G-lock as per usual. Underneath, M-lock, SE5. If you don't want to see all these like kind of same N4 builds, they're all the same. Just skip ahead in the video. Bullet Pro. Gas block, you want to change to low pro. ARE is already on it. You're going to want to put on the Daniel Defense with the smaller put pad, and then the Grau, and 60 round mag. And then on top, whichever sight you like to put on these guns. I like the Voodoo, it's very nice. Yep, literally just an M4 build. It has a Raptor SD on it already, 3.5. Raptor is only 3. This is actually better, so I did not notice that before, but if you can put this on the other M4s, then go for that. But yeah, that's the best you can do. Basically just an M4. Alright, so here it is. This is the gun that probably everybody is most excited for and using right now, because you can buy this on level 2 Jaeger with the best ammo for it, which has over 40 pen and 80 damage. This gun is incredible. You can't suppress this gun, unfortunately, but that doesn't matter early wipe. This thing is going to be everywhere early wipe once people get Jaeger level 2, and I'm going to show you how to make it as good as it can possibly be. So on the front here, handguards are interesting. These handguards, these two front ones, are uh, not that good, but I think you can get them early, and I think they're cheap. These handguards are better, but they don't add any ergo. These handguards add 2 ergo if you're trying to get snappy with this gun, but these take away 4 recoil, so 3 more recoil than the other ones. This one, these like long ones do add 1 ergo if you like that, but uh the recoil, it's up to you if you like that add 1 ergo or the extra recoil. I'm just gonna go with the extra recoil. So it doesn't matter which one you put on. Honestly, any of these work. Uh, these front two, a little bit more ergo, but they do add a little bit more recoil. These ones are probably the best of both worlds. I would actually probably go for these ones if I were you, but it doesn't matter which ones you put on. On the bottom here, the lever, you're gonna want to switch it to the lever that gives you 2 more ergo, and then the actual trigger, you can change the trigger on these guns. Any of the different triggers are better. It does not matter. Any of the triggers are better. On the back here, you want the ELGs. These are the best. They take away 4 and add 3. These ones with the holes, um, do add more ergo. If you want to go ergo, you can go pretty decent ergo on this gun. But if you want to go ergo, you want to go those, but they do add a lot of recoil. These are the best in my opinion, the ELGs. And then you can't change the barrel or anything, but you can put on, this actually doesn't, it takes away a little bit of weight, and I think it gives, yeah, 1.5 ergo. I don't know why it doesn't show it in the top right, but put those on. Then your mount. With this, you do have to take this off if you want to put this longer mount on to add a laser or something, but you can't add lasers down there. This mount is fine. Go with this mount, doesn't matter. Pop in your like variable zoom scope, and you can also keep the iron sights on it as well. You don't got to take those off if you put that one on, but that one's just to add a front mounted laser, whatnot. I don't really care for it. Underneath, M-lock and SE5. I'm gonna go for the tan one because I'm kind of going for like a tan build here. Underneath, M-lock rail, M-lock RL, like the one that adds 1 extra ergo, and then your weapon flashlight attachment of choice, like a Balder Pro. And then on the sides here, you can add 2 more M-locks for 2 more vertical recoil, or not vertical recoil, sorry, 2 more ergonomics. And on the front here, you can change the iron sight if you're running iron sights, if you can't get this rail and you can't buy the scopes. If you just want to run iron sights and run the base gun, you can change it to make the iron sight a little bit more clean. But yeah, other than that, there is this front mounted rail that you can put other attachments on. This is new. It's just a black version of this one. But yeah, I wouldn't put that on if I were you. I just run it the way it is, and that's as good as you can make this. But this gun is going to be incredible. 308 is so easy to get. It's like M80 basically. You're basically shooting M80 out of this, but it's lever action. It shoots pretty quick. This is a really good gun, and it's not getting slept on this way. People are using this a lot. All right, so this is an interesting gun, the TKPD 9x3 or 9.3 by 64. This gun, I have seen people get it off of Sturman. It's like a new SVD type thing. I have seen people get it off of Sturman. There's not too much you can do to it. Can add a better grip, the AGS 74. And on the back here, add on a better stock and go with the Daniel Fence and small butt pad. Up top here, Chris Defiance iron sights, and I don't believe you can change the handguard. Oh, you can. You can get a tan handguard, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't matter which handguard you use. Gotta put the zip back on. Underneath, you're gonna want to go SE5, and here you can put a bipod if you do use bipods, but I don't really see people use bipods at all in this game really. On the side here, pop on your laser, and up top you're gonna want to put your ring mount with the sight of your choice. And yeah, that's as good as you can make this. You can't suppress this gun. You can't change the magazines. These are 10-round magazines. But this ammo is really good. But I've only seen this gun and the ammo for it on Sturman. So look out for that if you are finding Sturman a lot, because I think bosses are at a 60% spawn rate right now. So yeah, that's the best you can make this gun, this new TKPD. All right, so
Cool.
that was all of the new guns in the game that I know of. If I missed any, let me know, because I would love to make a build for them. I think all these new guns are really cool. I think the 308 lever action is probably going to be the most used out of all of them. Oh, and that like 545 mutant, the tan one, I think that's going to be used a lot late wipe. But the 308 lever action, if it can be used for shooterborn, which I think it can because it's classified as a bolt action, is going to be huge. That's going to make shooterborn a lot more fun and a lot more easy because then you don't have to use like an actual bolt action. You're using a lever action and it shoots a lot quicker. It's more like a semi-auto than a bolt action, if anything, and it uses a pretty easy to get ammo, and it looks like a really fun gun to use, and I can't wait to keep running it in the game. But yeah, those that was every meta build for all of the new guns in the game. I'm really excited to keep using them.